Well, hello, friends. I am Mark Holmes, and this is my buddy Cowboy Jobu. And as always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Report. Man, we now know who the Dallas Cowboys will be facing in the playoffs. We will be facing the Green Bay Packers. And I hope that the Dallas Cowboys have revenge on their minds from that catch no catch back in 2014 when our team should have won that game. But I got to tell you, I'm uploading a video right now in Odell Beckham. Tell you, it's almost comical what he ended up doing this past week. You know, here it is. It's his first playoff game ever. And you would have thought it was the off season. I mean, how do you leave a game that you win Sunday night in Washington, fly to Miami, and hang out with Justin Bieber? Hey, hang out on a boat, getting pictures taken. This is when you should be low profile. And I am loading a video right now that I think will be pretty good. And I hope that you guys share it with the Giants friend that you have or pass it around, because it's one of those videos that I would love to see kind of go viral, because, you know, a lot of smack, but Odell Beckham deserves to have some smack talked at him, because to see him in there with the hockey mask, to see him showing everybody what he was going to do for his touchdown dance, to go out and lay a stinker like he did today is just unbelievable. I mean, how do you do that? Now, what's great, I'm going to go ahead and finish that and thank everybody for see, we've already got 140 people in here already, and I hope I can keep up with some of the questions and stuff. And let me get a shout out to each and one of you guys, because without you, this would be nothing. I'm only doing this because you guys enjoy it, and I'm going to try and keep this going. Hi, Letitia. If I mispronounce your name, forgive me. I am not great with pronouncing names and stuff. But Odell, I agree with you, is overrated, and he's trash, and I hope he gets trashed. Because could you imagine if that had been Des Bryant out there that did that? I mean, seriously, if we had had a Dallas Cowboy player do that on the field, oh my God, they would have just made new shows just to deal with that situation. So it's kind of funny. And again, I'm just putting up the video. In fact, it's just up right now. Odell chances the Justin Bieber curse it and loses. So please check that out. And again, I want to thank you guys for always checking this out. Now, the first half of that game was pretty ugly. The Packers couldn't really get on track. Finally, they did, and they ended up running away with the game. You know, once that ball starts rolling and things start happening, you start questioning yourself, and before you know it, it's out of hand. And that's what happened in that game. But if you look at the Green Bay Packers right now, they are beat the hell up. As far as them in the playoffs coming to Dallas, Jordy Nelson, I think he's got some broke ribs personally. I haven't got the exact details of the report, but I think it's going to be bad. So I don't think he's going to be able to play. And they had other players that went out. So they're going to be beat up. And they don't have much of a running game. Let me look at the stats here as far as rushing. I don't think they had 70 yards rushing. So to me, running the ball will be key. And a lot of people are saying, well, Green Bay can score a lot of points. But so you got to understand, our offense is predicated in keeping the ball. That's what a lot of the Romo fans don't seem to understand is you can throw the ball deep and get a great, spectacular play. But the odds of completing that are basically a crapshoot. Now, you may get a penalty. You may get a roughing passer. You know, you may end up getting that. But what it ends up happening is you score too quickly. And when you score too quickly, it opens yourself up to keep your defense on the field longer. Chip Kelly had that fast-paced offense. Scored real quick, scored a lot of points, but their defense couldn't keep up with it. So that's the problem when you score too quickly. Our offense is perfect as far as winning games. Why? Because it takes time off the clock. It physically beats you down. And see, one thing you have to notice, we've been behind in games first half, like the 49er game, Pittsburgh, against the Redskins. But what happens is we have that big offensive line that's going against a lot of those smaller defensive linemen that are quicker. They may get pressure on the quarterback that first half, but when you get somebody who's 30, 40, 50 pounds or more hitting you constantly, you get worn out. And that's why this team gets better as the game goes on, because the other guys are just getting worn out. They're getting beat the heck up. So when you guys keep, excuse me, sorry about that. When you guys keep talking about how much Dak Prescott is not throwing the ball deep, that's partially by design. Now, I put out videos out there to prove that he does throw deep when it's there, but he is not going to risk something just to go ahead and try and make a receiver happy. He's going to make the best play that's going to be the high percentage play that we're going to be able to get yardage and keep the clock rolling. If you remember back in some of those games in past years where we would just pass, and instead of getting any time off the clock, we might burn 20 seconds because we'd have 3 incompletes and an out. Well, guess what? When you go ahead and get a screen pass to Cole Beasley that goes 10 yards, he stays in bounds, that clock is still running. It's like a running play, and it's eating that clock up. Oh, thank you, Nick. You're right. Jobu needs a refill. I'm sitting here talking and so excited, I forgot that Jobu needs a refill. See, you guys actually keep me in order. But that's what this offense is about. It's about controlling the clock and keeping your defense fresh. And it's worked to a T this whole season. Now, I just want to know, and God, I'm not going to be able to keep up. What's up, Intense Johnny? I'm not going to be able to keep up with the stream here because it's just like rolling through here. Yeah, the media, Joseph, the media is going to destroy the Giants. Like I said, I've already put up my video destroying them myself. Odell Beckham, I just love it because I'm one of those old guys that let your play on the field do your talking for you. You don't need to have somebody tell you how great you are, you know, and beg for it, because that's basically what he's doing. And I guarantee you he will go off in the locker room today. He will not answer anything. He might be outside growling. He's going to do something crazy. And at least now we don't have to listen to the Giants fans for a while. And I dare say, Tommy Eagle, if you're listening, I know you're going to have to go off on those good old Giants. And I know it's not going to be pretty. But, hey, what can you say? I'm feeling really good. You're right, John. Zeke is going to be hungry as can be. Dallas Cowboys, what's up, Mark? Down go the midgets. I love it. Do you think we win against the Pack? I think the Packers are beat up. If we play our game, we can have another game like we did the last time we played them. We have the better offensive line. We'll be able to run the ball. The Packers are not that good at stopping the run versus our offensive line. The Packers secondary is still beat up, and quite frankly, had Odell and some of those guys caught some of those passes, this game would have been a lot closer. But they dropped and left a lot of stuff on the field. I mean, think about it. Those first 2 field goals should have been touchdowns. They were both dropped in the end zone. You had Odell in that first drive drop a sure first down, or at least they would have gotten a field goal out of it. So they left points on the board because they just messed up. Jordy Nelson, I haven't gotten a report on that yet. Unfortunately, I pretty much stopped late in the fourth quarter to go ahead and get this Odell Beckham Jr. video up because I think it's going to be great. And then I went ahead and was setting up for live streaming so that way I can be with you guys. So I haven't gotten any reports of stuff. I'll get to that stuff a little bit later on. But it's not just Jordy Nelson that got hurt. They actually have a couple of guys that are banged up on the team. So we're going to be facing a team that's beat up, that is going to have to fly to Dallas and play basically a track meet in Dallas. Thanks, Five Rings. Yeah, you know what? I'm 4-0 so far with my playoff picks. I got all 4 of them right. I'm hoping that I have all of them right, and it ends up being the Dallas Cowboys versus New England. But then again, I don't care who it is on the AFC. I'm just happy if the Cowboys can get there. And I'm hoping a lot of you guys that are in Dallas, that are in Houston or whatever, that you guys make it down to Houston for the Super Bowl, because I'd like to do some meetups. I'm going to be down at Super Bowl Central or whatever they're going to call it this year, doing some videos and stuff. And I would love to get together maybe at a bar or a restaurant where we can all get together and shoot a video and stuff. So we're going to try and take this whole thing to another level and cover the Super Bowl. And there'd be nothing better than covering the Dallas Cowboys. Do I think we can beat the Packers because they're a different team? They're just playing better. But here it is. We're still the Dallas Cowboys, and we're still a good team. I don't think that we got any worse. In fact, I think our team got better as the season went on. You saw Dak Prescott making more and more touchdown passes as the season went on. You saw Zeke really being able to take it up another level as well and continue. And we're healthy. So you got to be scared about every game, but you also should feel confident going into a game. You should know that I can beat the guy in front of me. And as long as they go in with that attitude, they should be okay. Well, you know what? If Pittsburgh ends up winning, I wouldn't be mad about that at all. Have the Pittsburgh-Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl. Quite frankly, I have seen New England too many times in the Super Bowl, and I'm about sick of New England. But I always say don't bet against Bill Belichick because they have a way of always getting there when you don't think they're going to. I mean, look at him. He won 3 games without Tom Brady's with no-name quarterbacks on the first starts. I mean, who ends up winning every game with their quarterbacks and having their first game? It's unbelievable. He had Matt Castle look like Joe Montana. So don't bet against New England going all the way because they'll be playing home. Do I think Randy Gregory? No, I don't think Randy Gregory's suspension will affect us at all. It would have been nice to have had Randy Gregory for the playoffs, so that way we have another fresh set of legs out there. But to be quite honest, he wasn't part of 14 games of 12 of our wins, so it's not like he was a key piece. And the way our defensive pass rush has come on, it would have been great to have an extra fresh set of legs. But we now have DeMarcus Lawrence, who hasn't played the last 3 games. We also have Tyron Crawford, who hasn't played the last 2 games, I believe, that are back in that rotation. So we also have other guys that are healthy and have been resting. So I'm not so worried about our defensive pass rush. Cowboys winning by 16. Packers suck. Take better wow, this is really rolling. How do we beat the Packers? We bludgeon them to death. We end up basically running the ball down their throat. We do that, we will be fine. Yeah. And in case you guys want some of the highlights, or should I say lowlights, of Odell Beckham, this is like a little tease that's in the video over there. I mean, he just dropped pass after pass after pass. Oh, boy. You got to love it. What's up, Zach, Brian, Nick, Daniel, Curtis, Jason, AJ, Jeffrey? How are you guys feeling right now with the Dallas Cowboys ready to face the Green Bay Packers next Sunday? I am feeling damn good. Now, if any of you guys want to call in, let me go ahead and type in the number, and we'll get you guys on the show. And it is 903-345 Jobu. So if any of you guys want to call in, feel free to do so right now. There we go. Jason deserved, Jason, you know what? Jason Witten truly deserves a Super Bowl. Have you noticed how many commercials he's been doing the last month or so? Tony Romo, hey, Nick, he deserves one, to be honest with you. With what he's done in his career, you'd like to see him get it, even if it ends up being that he's the backup. I mean, everybody on the team gets a ring. Everybody in the front office gets a ring. The equipment manager, everybody gets a ring. So it would be nice way to probably send him off, because Tony Romo, I almost guarantee, is not going to be here. There's, unfortunately, because there's a lack of quarterbacks around the NFL, teams are going to take a chance and be happy to get a Tony Romo. I mean, you look at the risk that Texas took on Brock Osweiler. Matt Moore in Miami, they're saying he's going to get $15 million a year on the free markets. So why wouldn't you take a chance on Tony Romo? You look at what crapshoot it was drafting a quarterback this year. Dak Prescott ends up being, fantastic out of nowhere as a 4th-round quarterback. Other than that, who else has looked really good? Carson Wentz has had some flashes, but of all the quarterbacks that were drafted, Really, 2 of them are about as good as it gets. So, yeah, Tony Romo will be in demand. And if the Cowboys can get that money off the books and get something in return, you got to do that. You can't tie up that position with 2 players. And here we go. You're on the Jobu Sports Report, Alex. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad I got through.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to know your thoughts on the Falcons and the Seahawks, man, because I know Green Bay going to lose against the Boys. So I want to know who you want to be going to see.
You know what?
The Hawks or the Falcons.
Well, here's what's interesting that most people don't talk about too much because, everybody keeps talking about Dak Prescott. Well, he's a rookie and, he doesn't have any playoff experience. Well, I got to tell you, playoff experience doesn't mean a whole lot because Matt Ryan has pissed down his leg. He's basically 1-4 in the playoffs. And I dare say that Seattle has been used to being underneath that pressure. Their defense is playing better. I think that Seattle will end up winning that game. But, that's my thoughts, and we'll see if I'm right or not. I just don't have faith in the Atlanta Falcons when it comes to the postseason. That's what I think. Okay?
Okay. Well, appreciate it, man.
All right. Do you think differently on that one?
Well, I think that one, they missed the defense in the hot state. They missed Earl Thomas, which makes the defense a little weaker, and the offense, the Matt Ryan and Julio combination. I think they'll end up blowing them out just for the simple fact that the defense is weaker.
Yeah.
And also Russell Wilson hasn't been playing like Russell Wilson plays in the previous. Just like Eli Manning tonight, he showed exactly what he's been doing all year.
Yeah.
Just messing up, not doing properly. He's not the same Eli as he was back in 07 when he won the Super Bowl. And I think Russell Wilson is the same way. He's not the same as when he won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Therefore, I feel like the Falcons have a better chance. But like you said, Matt Ryan does mess up in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think Seattle will go in there and I think they'll punch him in the mouth. And I think that the Falcons will end up wilting underneath of that because it's that whole thing of, here it is, the 6th time I've been out here and I've only gotten 1 win before. But, it's football. It can go either way. Most people were picking the Giants to win this game.
Romo has the same issue when he goes to the playoffs. He's only won
2 out of
4, right?
Yeah, she's 2 and 4. That's correct. Yeah.
Versus the many times that he's gone in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your call. Okay. Yeah. Personally, like I said, I think the Falcons will get punched in the mouth. I think Seattle's defense, even with the injuries that they have on it, I think Seattle's defense will put a hurting on them and shut down their offense. But it's football; anything can happen. What do I know? I'm a guy with a voodoo doll and a day job, so we'll see what happens. Well, Lyle Collins has been practicing. He's basically going to be a backup as far as we are thinking right now, but that'll remains to be seen. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hey man, how you doing tonight, Prince? Yeah.
I'm just happy that the Giants were out to Odell. I mean, there could be questions about him going to Miami.
Oh yeah. The Bieber curse got Odell. The Bieber curse definitely got Odell. He looked like garbage, straight garbage. And I'm seeing on NFL Network right now, they're already posting the picture of the crew in there.
I can't wait for Green Bay next week, man. I mean, we're going to be ready. I think we're healthy. I think we're focused. I think we're going to be locked in next week.
I agree with you on that 100%, man. I think this team is hungry. I think that they've taken it personal, that everybody doubts them and gives them no credit, that I think they're going to come out and they're going to show, just like they've done all season long, that, we are a lot better than what you guys think. All right? Thank you for the call, man. Have a great night. Yeah, they're going to be clowning Odell all night long. He's going to be taking a whole lot of flack. Jobu's number is 903. I can't remember myself. 345 JOBU. How do I feel about Jalen Smith? Well, he hasn't played, of course. The good news on Jalen Smith is that that knee, the nerves are firing in it. He's supposedly looking really good. He's getting close to that 4.4 speed. If he is anything like he was advertised, that Dallas Cowboy defense could end up being a real beast next year, especially if we spend a few draft picks, high draft picks on that defense. The way we built the offense through that line, through the draft, and you can see the results of that. If we do that same thing over the course of the next 2 years, add a few mid-level free agent pieces in there in that rotation, and if we can keep the coaching staff together, watch out for this team. It could end up being another dynasty. Who's the best defense right now? Right now, if you have to say between Seattle and us, our stats are actually right there pretty close to Seattle as far as the playoffs go. So it'll be interesting. We're healthier than Seattle is. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? Hello? All right, we missed that one. Try and call back. I'm sorry, I messed up on that one. Between Seattle and us, it's pretty close to even. The Falcons' defense is garbage. Green Bay's defense is not that great. It's between us and Seattle as far as the best defense. But we clearly have a better offense right now than Seattle does. Ray Clark, salute to you too. Yeah. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this right this time. It gets to be kind of difficult sometimes trying to answer calls, trying to run the Skype and read everything. How you doing? You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
From San Antonio, Texas.
How you doing, man? What can we do for you tonight?
I'm doing marvelous, man. I don't have a question, but I got a statement.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember the 2014 post-game interviews with Aaron Rodgers after he lost to Seattle, how negative he was about the play calling, counting some of his teammates and all that negative stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, I can't wait to beat the bullets off of him.
Yeah.
He's such a self-centered, pompous quarterback. I know he's good, but I mean, I can't see putting your teammates down like that after a tough playoff loss.
Oh, I agree. I agree with you on that one 100%. I'm hoping that we go and we just physically just beat them down. You know, I'm just kind of tired of Aaron Rodgers because you know what's going to happen this week. The talking heads are going to be talking about how hot Green Bay is and how they're going to go to Dallas and beat Dallas. You know, the same thing they've done all season long with the Cowboys. They're going to downplay us. I mean, remember, I posted a video earlier this week where they're basically saying the Giants are going to go all the way because Eli Manning's a playoff quarterback and he's just going to turn it on. You know, not even giving the Cowboys any kind of chance. So you know that's what's going to be coming this week. So there would be nothing better than to see the Cowboys stomp Green Bay and just make them look like garbage. All right?
Hey, have a nice night.
You too, man. Thanks for calling.
All right.
You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up?
Not too much, man. What can we do for you tonight? What's your name? Hey, where are you calling from?
Jacksonville.
Oh, okay. So what's on your mind?
I'm actually a Falcons fan.
You're a Falcons fan? Well, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for joining in. And your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys?
What's that?
Your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys and possibly the Atlanta Falcons playing down the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the matchup between the Seahawks and the Falcons, we played in the regular season.
Right.
And we got screwed over there.
Yeah.
So I think the Falcons, I know in the past, Matt Ryan is really a terrible playoffs, terrible records. But I really think that it's just different, you know. So I was good that we'll take care of the Seahawks pretty easily, actually. And I'm gonna not to say that and be biased and everything.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay, now let me ask you this, being a Falcon fan. How do you feel about Matt Ryan's playoff record? Because, see, Tony Romo always got a lot of flack for being 2-4 in the playoffs. With Matty Ice being 1-4, how do you feel about it? Are you confident that this year he's going to turn it around?
Yeah, I'm confident. I really am.
Okay.
And as far as how I feel about the record, to me, I know a lot of people, like fans that they haven't watched or put out the season, so they wouldn't, see everything, So yeah, I'm confident. Even though it does have the bad record.
All right. Well, I hope you call us back in. Hopefully next week both teams will get a win, and we'll be talking about the Atlanta Falcons versus the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks for calling them in.
Yep.
Thank you. Man, that's kind of, this is really cool because we know we got all kinds of trolls from the Eagles and the Giants and stuff, although we probably won't see any more Giants trolls for quite a while, just like we haven't seen any more Redskin trolls for a while. But that's cool that we got an Atlanta Falcons fan that called in, as well as some of the people that I'm seeing from across the world. We had a person from Sweden that was shouted out. I gave a shout out to earlier today. So it's really kind of cool that we were able to reach people from all over the place. Boy, the lines are jumping tonight. Yeah. Well, our first female caller. Hello, Denise. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Okay. Where are you calling from?
Orlando.
Okay. Well, what can I do for you tonight, Denise?
Well, I wanted to make a comment about the Giants and Dak and Zeke went to the club. They made such a big deal about it.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, we all know what happened with the Giants players. And you really need excuses and everybody. The talking heads were so sure that the Giants were going to win, etc. And I just think they give the Cowboys no respect, and they've earned that respect.
Oh, I agree with you. I did a video about that because they did. It was amazing because the day that Dak and Zeke went out, they actually had a charity event at Children's Hospital. It was also the same day that they had the team Christmas party, and then they ended up going out. And this, of course, was a mandatory day off. They didn't leave Dallas. They didn't get drunk. They didn't hang out on a boat without shirts on and open boots where they could fall off and actually get hurt. They didn't hang out in the club till midnight, but yet it was Dak Prescott should have been home studying the playbook. And it's just unreal. And this whole week that I'm sitting here listening to them just saying, oh, it's okay, they're just hanging out, they'll be ready to play. And I'm just kind of like, are you kidding me? Because there's truly a double standard between the Dallas Cowboys versus anybody else. You would think that the Dallas Cowboys are the only team that may have an issue or problem, that everybody else is just goody-goody. It's just the Dallas Cowboys. And it's actually sad, but I think the team feeds on that whole hate for them and so on. Okay?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just very disappointing because you just feel the hate when you watch any of the shows.
Oh, yeah.
Except for a couple people may say something positive like Skip.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you hear negativity. It's like the Cowboys put on a microscope, but that's disappointing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think the team actually this year is feeding off of it because I think they've got a whole bunker mentality that it's us against the world. And so let's go out and just prove them wrong. And I think it's actually working for them. That's been kind of the whole thing with Dak Prescott throughout his whole high school, college, and now professional career. Everybody always doubts him, but he always ends up proving him wrong. Well, Denise, thank you for calling and listening to the Jobu Report.
I do have one more question.
Oh, sure. What's that?
Is Jobu supposed to be male or female?
Jobu is a male. He is definitely a male. Okay.
I wish you luck. I like your show.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Oh, boy, the phone lines are jumping. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? I am wonderful, man. I am excited as can be that the Dallas Cowboys are sitting at home right now while the Green Bay Packers are probably in ice tubs right now taking care of their bumps and bruises. So what can we do for you tonight, and what's your name?
just have a question for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know how you felt about Tony Romo coming in the postseason. Handling his business if that gets hurt. Would you trust the man?
You'd have no choice but to trust him. If Dak Prescott got hurt, I feel confident Tony Romo is an NFL quarterback that knows the plays, knows how to play football and everything else. It's football. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way, and bad things happen. I think that's a lot of what's happened to Tony Romo over the years. But hopefully Dak doesn't get hurt. He can take a hit. He's been playing lights out regardless of what the talking heads say about him. And I think the Cowboys are in a fantastic position because let's say you're Atlanta and Matt Ryan goes out. What do they have? Russell Wilson goes out. Who do they have? The fact that we have Tony Romo is actually a blessing right now. Okay?
Dak Prescott is the king of football to me. But I feel like I should give Tony Romo the benefit of the doubt because he's carried the Cowboys for how many? 10 years?
10 years, yeah. But the only thing is, you got to. Here's the thing, though. Unfortunately, you can't play football forever, and you can't play it at an elite level forever. I see Billy Goats here. 1-800-Dallas-sucks-Dak. Okay, yeah, we got the good old trolls here. But unfortunately, things happen, and unfortunately with Tony Romo, his body has failed him. Can he play? Yes, he can still play. But the question is, can he take a hit? And you can't plan for Tony Romo being there for a full season any longer. And unfortunately, if he can't, then it's not good for him and it's not good for the team. Yeah. All right. Thank you for calling. I see our troll, Billy Goat. It's so funny, Billy. I'm just wondering, do you sit around in your mama's basement waiting for me to post? Because you are almost always the very first person to comment on every single video I put out there. I mean, boy, I just love the hate from you, buddy. I'm honored that you would spend so much time focusing on me and Jobu. It's really kind of a great compliment. I appreciate that. Dak is instructed. You know what? Dak has taken some hits that I got to say that if Tony Romo had taken some of those hits, Tony Romo would not be getting back up. Because some of those hits, I'm like, ooh, and pops right back up. But having a young body, you're able to do that. You're able to take those hits. But as you get older, those hits start pounding up. I know how I am when I get up in the morning. I'm not a professional football player anymore or anything like that. I just know in the morning it's hell to get up. Till my body starts getting loose, and then all of a sudden you do something and boom, something cricks again. So yeah, it's just harder and harder as you get older. Zeke is going to feast on that run defense. That's what I'm thinking, because I think Zeke took it personal that he didn't play in that last game, because I think he really wanted to try and get that record. But I think he's going to be out to prove everybody how good he is. In fact, I think the whole team is. But we'll see what happens. We need. I agree that we're going to need a healthy backup quarterback. Hopefully, Dak will stay healthy, and we won't need a backup quarterback. But here's the thing: you got to look at how much resources you have. We got another call here. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing tonight?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Ricky from New Jersey.
Hey, Ricky. Nice to hear from you.
What's up?
It's nice to hear from you.
Oh, yeah, nice to hear from you, too. And looks like wild card weekend's over.
Yeah.
Looks like we're facing Green Bay.
Yeah.
I understand. I wanted to have a question about basically if at the end of the season, if we end up hoisting a Lombardi trophy and let's say Romo retires, is Romo a borderline Hall of Famer or is he not?
I think actually with his numbers, I think he could be. He wouldn't be the first quarterback that's had fantastic numbers and been in the Hall of Fame without having the ring. I think it's possible. I won't say it's definite, but I think it's definitely possible. With his quarterback rating being the highest, I think, in history, and the amount of yards and stuff, although it's a different game than it used to be, because, it used to be running backs were the king of football. But because of the change in rules, of course, those numbers are skewed more than they used to be. But, yeah, I think he's a borderline Hall of Famer.
Okay, and just to follow up, so a lot of grow up Giants fans like the heart of oh, Eli has 2 rings, so he's an automatic Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Do you think Eli Manning is a Hall of
Nope.
Famer?
Nope.
No.
I don't. It was truly those defenses. And, you know, if you look at his statistics, he's been one of the top quarterbacks in interceptions throughout his career. And I think that's one of the things that's going to hurt him. He's had 2 good runs as far as the playoffs go and 2 good Super Bowl games, but really that's about it. I've always said that he's been overrated. Now, he has been an Ironman. He always stays healthy and he's always there. But he's not as good as everybody makes him out to be, at least in my mind. Okay?
Okay, yeah, just so if it was coming down to like you get to choose from Romo and of course it's a pretty obvious question, Romo and Eli, would they both be first ballot Hall of Famers?
I don't think either of them would be first ballot. Yeah, it would be definitely down the road. Definitely to be a Hall of Fame first ballot. I mean, you're talking Brett Favre type, and that's neither of them are anywhere near that would happen. It would be one of those things that 3, 4, 5 years down the road, maybe they end up getting in, but it wouldn't be a first round, not a chance.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Awesome. Travis from Dallas.
Travis from Dallas, how are you doing tonight? It's going great. Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, I got a quick question. You know, it's funny, before I get on my question. I lost a bet to Steve Smith out of Giants. I had to go buy some Giants slippers. And, you know, I'm going to rely on Cowboys.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
You know, I was sitting there watching this 2014 Packers playoff game, and man, you know what? First of all, I'm gonna be honest with the Cowboys fans. 50% of Packer fans are not real fans. Like, and I remember seeing it in the Facebook comments how they're bashing Ted Thompson and Mike McCarthy, and some are saying Rodgers needs to go.
Oh, you know, the first half of the season, they were. What's amazing is the first half of the season, they were basically saying Aaron Rodgers, you know, had lost it, and maybe it was time for him to be replaced, that the coach should be fired. Yeah, they were basically lambasting that team the first half of the season, pretty much everybody. And now, of course, it's the love fest because of their winning. So, but you know how that goes. Because I mean, okay, before we throw stones at other teams, let's take a look at some of our own fans. The way we've had with Dak Prescott having a bad quarter, have been ready to throw him out off of it. So it's just, as fans, we want our team to win every single game, every single week. So, you know, it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, you know, if you go on the question I want to ask, you know, of course, one thing I would love to give her, but watching it with my grandmother, the 2014 playoff game, she was so devastated.
Yeah.
That bad call.
Yeah, it really was terrible.
Do you think maybe Dave, of all players, would have 4-4 stumble in 2 seconds week 6 against Aaron Rodgers? Would that be awesome?
That'd be wonderful. I'd love to see that.
I'd like to see him and Mayoa step up.
Yeah.
Because Mayoa, that'd be the beast, man.
Yeah.
And maybe D-Law will come back. I would love if D-Law comes back.
Yeah, he's going to be back. All right. Thank you for your call.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Oh, sorry, I missed you. Yeah, guys, you guys are fantastic here. It's hard keeping up on the screen here with the comments are just rolling through and between the calls and stuff. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Dallas Cowboys just really kick the crap out of Green Bay. I'm just still pissed off about that 2014 game. I believe that was Tony Romo's chance to finally get a Super Bowl, and I feel like we were robbed. And the way that the Packer fans were as Cowboy fan, diehard Dallas Cowboy fan, you could call me a homer. But when the team stinks and they lose, I will be the first one to say, we lost the damn game. Flat out. We sucked. Packer fans, oh, no, we kicked your ass. That wasn't a catch. And I'm just like, y'all are that arrogant. Y'all got a call, and that's why you guys won. So don't give me that crap.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? Hello? I am fantastic, man. So what can we do for you tonight?
My question is, do you think when the Packers come in come to our stadium, do you think they'll be a favor more than the Dallas Cowboys because of the reputation Aaron Rodgers has?
I think Vegas will have the Cowboys having us favored. I guarantee you at least, home team always gets 3 points. Now, will the talking heads favor us or pick us? I'm betting that most of the talking heads will say that the Green Bay Packers are hot right now, and Aaron Rodgers is, the king shit going against the rookie. He's going to pee down his leg. I think that will be the narrative all of this week. But I think Vegas will definitely have us as a favorite. In fact, I'll have to look up the line, but I bet you it'll be 3 or 4 points at least. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Mikey.
Thank you for calling and supporting the Jobu Report. Billy Payne. Yeah, Billy, what is your story, man? I'm just kind of curious because I know I might go on to a YouTube channel for a Giant or a Redskin channel once in a while, talk a little bit of smack. But literally, I would say that you may be my #1 fan, buddy. I mean, if you really hate the Cowboys and me so much, why are you here? Is it just that you need attention? Did your mama not hug you when you were a baby? Is that what it is? You just need some love? That must be it. Oh, we have a Lions fan. Man, I thought all you guys went in hiding, buddy. Are we nervous yet? Not at all. Bromo's, oh, come on, man. You bring those old ones back. How big is home field advantage? Well, I think home field advantage for the Cowboys has actually gotten better. It used to be that the Cowboys Stadium, there wasn't a home field advantage because everybody, when you were playing the Cowboys, you wanted to go see that stadium. And so we would have as many 49er fans as we'd have Cowboy fans there. Now it's being a lot different now that we've been winning, and it's exciting again. I think the home field will definitely help for us. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing tonight? What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? Hey, welcome. What's your name? Yeah. What can I do for you tonight?
Yeah, I was just calling to ask you a question. Do you think that Dez Bryant is going to have a monster game against the Packers, or do you think that Dexter's going to do what he does all the time and spread the ball around?
Well, our whole offense is predicated on spreading the ball around. But I think actually that is the biggest key for the Dallas Cowboys is if they can get Dez to stretch the field, it's going to force teams to keep that safety out of the box. So you're only getting 7 men on the box, which will really open up the running game, and it'll kill them. But so you have to understand the way that offense works best by spreading the ball around. By not having one single person that you can stop, it's kind of like pick your poison. Do I focus on stopping the running game with Zeke Elliott and then have to worry about Dez Bryant going downfield on one-on-one coverage or Cole Beasley in the slot? It's so many different parts that you have to cover that you don't have enough people to cover everything on the field. And that's what makes that offense great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right?
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for calling. Thanks for the support. Yeah, I did have a caller during halftime, and I've had a couple of people I've had to actually block. It's probably some young kids that are in there and getting shits and giggles and stuff because they got to call in and make a little prank joke and stuff. It's all good. People just want to be recognized and be seen and heard from. And they can go back and play the tape for their friends and say, "See, I got on there and did that." So it's all good. What was? Sorry, I'm trying to get to some of your questions and stuff in here, but it's rolling through a little fast, and I'm old with old eyes, so it's hard to get through some of them. Goat and chick maybe barbecue sauce. Love that. Okay. Well, as far as the old stadium goes and the old Cowboy fans, they were more stately, so to speak. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What can we do for you tonight? Hello?
I was wondering if you think it's disrespectful that no one on the Cowboys defense made the Pro Bowl.
Well, the one that's most disrespectful was Sean Lee. And honestly, number-wise, I wouldn't say that everybody on that team should have deserved it. I mean, Byron Jones could have been as far as being a safety. It's been a quiet season as far as any publicity or anything like that. But he's had a fantastic season. But Sean Lee being left off it was a tragedy. You can't say that any of our defensive linemen were Pro Bowlers and stuff. And you have to understand that the way this defense is, there's not a superstar standout. It's basically a great rotation of linemen that are getting in there, and it's all pretty much equal. So you see guys with 5, 6, 7 sacks. You don't have one guy that's getting 20 because of the nature of it. And that's what Rod Martinelli does. That's great is he's got a great rotation, and he gets people in position to make plays. But he doesn't have that superstar just yet. Okay? Thank you. Hello, Reese. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. What can we do for you tonight?
Yeah, I was calling to ask you about the future of Morris Claiborne. What do you think about it?
Morris Claiborne, I don't think will be re-signed in the offseason for the simple fact of he's been pretty good this season when he's been able to stay on the field. But your best ability is your availability. And unfortunately, over the years with his injuries and lack of production of being able to be on the field, stay on the field, is gonna definitely hurt him. So I look for the Cowboys to possibly draft another cornerback to replace him.
All right, go Cowboys.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I don't think Morris Claiborne will be back. I think Terrence Williams may end up, if Tony Romo goes someplace, look for Terrence Williams to follow along because he's got that great repertoire with Tony Romo, and I could see him going somewhere else. I would hate to lose him because I think that he is actually a great complementary player in there, and I think he's had some great games for the Cowboys, but you can't keep everybody. The key in football is get guys when they're young, when they're trying to make that big contract, and when they get ready to make that big contract, you kind of have to let them go. If you notice what New England has done all the years, they never, other than Tom Brady, keep anybody with those big contracts. They don't make those big free agent moves. They end up drafting and bringing in pieces that help fit, and they continue to reload year after year. And that's where the Cowboys, I think, are finally getting and realizing that, draft is everything. You want to get as many picks as you can and make the most of them. Oh man, I've got to go ahead. Unfortunately, I've got the DVR checking it out because I know Odell's going to do something crazy tonight because it's just going to be bad. You got a call from Washington, D.C. You're on the Jobu Sports Report. How are you doing from D.C.?
My name's Colin.
Hey, Colin, how you doing? What can we do for you tonight?
I just wanted to ask you about between the Giants and the Packers game. Are you surprised about how the way the Giants played this night?
No, actually, I'm not. I picked the Green Bay Packers all along because, one, I kept looking at Odell, and to me, he didn't seem focused. And when your quarterback has to come out and basically make a joke about, your players, that's a distraction. And the Giants' offense has not been that good all season long, and I thought playing in the cold when you've got your wide receivers down in Miami where it's 75 degrees, they're not focused and they weren't ready to play that game. And I didn't think it was going to be quite that big of a blowout, but I didn't think the Giants had a chance in that game.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to go out either.
Yeah.
How do you feel about next week's game between the Packers and the Cowboys?
I think the Cowboys definitely have the edge playing at home, being healthy. I think the Packers are nicked up. They're going to be kind of worn out from this game. But it's football. Anything can happen. The ball can bounce the wrong way. You can get a couple of turnovers, and all of a sudden a team that should win doesn't win. But I feel good about where we are going into this game. Okay?
Yeah. Do you think that a couple of years ago, no catches, calling stuff like that? Do you think that Brian is going to and the big game, especially if he can play the first game this year?
I look for him to actually do really well in the playoffs, and I'm actually very proud of Dez because Dez has matured a lot this year. Because in past years, had Dez not gotten as many catches as he wants to get, that he would go off. But when I saw him at this interview where they were basically like, Dez, you only had a couple of catches. You know what? I'll block every play as long as we're winning. And that is a person who now cares about the team. And I dare say that's the way this whole team is, that they've gotten together. They're like a family, and they're all fighting for each other. So I feel great about Dez, but I think he's going to be a key for the playoffs. Okay. All right. Thank you for calling. Yeah, man. Like I said, I've said that before, that I think Des Bryant is going to be the biggest key for the Dallas Cowboys. If Dak and him can connect during the playoffs, that they will be blowing people out, because you're not going to be able to stop Zeke Elliott with 7 men in the box, and you're not going to be able to stop Des with single coverage. If that happens, it's going to be lights out, and it's going to go all the way. Yeah, I've got to see. Derek, thanks for letting me know. I've got to go ahead and see that, because I know that Odell is just going to lose it. Yeah, Steve. Well, you know what, Stephen A. Smith, he's a smart man. What you have to understand, my daughter, she's an internet sensation, I guess you could say. She's a YouTuber, AK Doll, and I remember looking at some of the comments that she would get sometimes, and I was just like, some of these people are really cruel. And I'm like, how do you take these people that are just so negative? Because you're going to always get people, no matter what you do, you're not going to make everybody happy. Take that. She said, Dad, whether they click because they like me or whether they click because they hate me, as long as they're clicking, that's all that counts, really. And that's what Stephen A. Smith realizes. Hey, if I put the Dallas Cowboys in my target, talk some crazy off-the-wall crap about them, I'm going to get people who hate the Dallas Cowboys to say, yeah, Stephen A., go get them. And I'm going to get Dallas Cowboy fans to hate me. Either way, they're looking at me, and I've got ratings. So that's his spiel. I still say inside he's a Dallas Cowboy fan. In fact, he should be, because we are what has made him the Stephen A. Smith that he is. And I dare say that this whole thing is setting up with this Cowboy person that won the contest. And the Super Bowl, if the Dallas Cowboys go to the Super Bowl and win, somehow, some way, I guarantee he's going to be cured of his hatred of the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, he doesn't hate the Dallas Cowboys. He just hates us putrid fans now. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But, yeah, it'll be fun. But I can guarantee you one thing, that I will be on the set of that show at least 1 or 2 of those days down in Houston, because I will make sure I'm there unless security gets me. We love Measly Beasley. Yeah, he is a clutch receiver, and we definitely have the voodoo hot sauce for Measly Beasley. Damn right. Secretly down inside, he knows too. Yeah, because you know what? It's so funny, because sometimes you'll see the Dallas Cowboy fan and Stephen A. Smith slip out. Because remember a couple of years ago when he lost in 2014 that bet? I'm wearing the Cowboy gear. Oh, let me throw up the X. Let me throw up the X. He threw up the X 3 times. And then he said, well, you want me to wear it through the next segment too? And it's like, wait a minute. If I lost a bet to the Redskins and say, you like that? You like that? I'm not going to wear it for any second longer than I have to in the bet. That's how you know that he is actually a Cowboy fan. Billy Goat is in the corner crying. Oh, poor Billy. Even trolls need love too. Well, it's going to be interesting. I actually can't wait to see First Take tomorrow, to hear Molly, the fine Molly Wood, and Max, cry basically about their Giants, because Max has been saying that the team that's been beating the Dallas Cowboys twice this season with playoff Eli that can go all the way. Yeah, okay. You got your ass handed to you in Green Bay. So it's going to be funny to see what they have to say. No, what's Stephen A. Smith has been smiling. Oh, he knows that he's going to be able to give them crap for their Giants tomorrow. We'll see what happens there. Thank you, everybody, for the props and the love and everything else. This has been great. Molly is extremely hot. She's actually a wonderful person. She actually does a lot of charity work and stuff, especially with human trafficking and things. This is actually incredible because, see, you guys know I'm old, okay? The only way I remember how old I am is by the Super Bowl, because I'm the same as the Super Bowl, 51. And to think that when I grew up, you had the regular house phone without call waiting. So your parents would say, don't tie up the phone because somebody might be calling, where 50 miles was considered a long distance call. There was no internet. There was only 3 channels on TV to watch. to be able to reach out and have conversations with people in Sweden, or a soldier in Germany, or a guy in Compton, California, or Jacksonville, Atlanta. It's really freaking amazing to me to be able to do this, that we can all connect. Even though I don't physically know you or meet you, you guys are all like friends and family to me. And that is one thing that's really and truly incredible about this, because, you know, all of us Cowboy fans, we've never been to Texas, of course, as they always say. So we have to get together somehow to talk about our Cowboys. Yes, Carpenter, I am 51. I was born in 1965, the first year of the Super Bowl. Thank you, Scorch, for the for you guys liking the channel. And a lot of times people ask me, you know, what's the deal with Jobu? If you've ever seen the movie Major League, you'll know that Serrano had his Jobu doll in the locker to help him with his to hit curveballs. I had an Eagle fan that said that the Cowboys suck so bad that not even Jobu could help him. So I originally made this as a joke, and I'm blessed enough to work with United Way, so I ended up going to different NFL markets and stuff and doing stuff. And wherever I would go, I would take Jobu with me and take pictures of it. And what would happen is people would see you taking pictures. You know, I set this like in front of the LA Forum and take a picture. And people are wondering, what is the deal with this? And they would either come up and ask, or they'd think you're crazy and they'd avoid you. And so people started taking pictures, and I started meeting people and telling the story. And whenever they asked, I would always take their picture and share it on my Facebook page or Instagram. And that's how he became what he is, and he's got friends and stuff across the country. And somehow that just kind of morphed into me talking more about football. And I've always had a passion for football. I've always enjoyed talking about football. But for some reason, having Jobu has gotten everybody to kind of come around and listen even more. Yeah, Coach T, Major League, that is one of my, I'm not a big baseball fan, but that is one of the greatest sports movies ever. And if you haven't seen Major League and you're a fan of Jobu's, what I try and do is I try and keep him true to the story. That's why you always see him with a cigar, rum, and of course, chicken wings. Chris and Renee, how are you doing tonight? You know, and that's the funny thing about football, because when you saw that Hail Mary in halftime, he has been lucky as crap with those Hail Marys. You know, and you think about different, you know, when you look at the scoreboard, just say the Green Bay Packers kicked the Giants' ass. But you take away a couple of plays, all of a sudden it's a totally different game. The Hail Mary, that's 7 points. Take that off the board. Drive of the game. Had he catch the third down pass and gotten the first down, they would have at least gotten 3 points. Had he held onto the ball in the end zone, that would have been 7 points right there instead of 3. There was another touchdown pass that was dropped. So all of a sudden, you can see a swing just from those 4 plays. And that's the thing that's interesting about football, that sometimes you'll see a team that's got 500 yards in offense and they lose a game because of a couple of little plays here and there that really have just screwed it up for them. What month was I born in? I was born in October 10th, 1965. Give Philly 500 a shout out. Who's Philly 500 a shout out? Is that a troll or is that somebody that's real? North Dallas 5 came true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what? That's funny because one thing I always try and do, and I did a video earlier a couple weeks ago, is whatever I say to you guys, what I say. And I'm not going to act like it didn't happen, because it's funny when you look at some of the preseason predictions by some of these guys, you don't hear about them. You know, when you have like Mel Kiper, the draft expert, talk about Dak Prescott being a project quarterback, you know, and how Jared Goff was going to be the best quarterback and most pro ready, you realize that these guys really don't know much more than you or me on TV. They get it wrong so often. Like I said, those guys on NFL Network, they're like, oh, man, Eli Manning's going to turn it on. He's going to go all the way to the Super Bowl because he's a quarterback, you know, playoff quarterback with experience. Yeah, okay, well, they laid an egg today. So, boom, there you go. And you had a lot of people talking about the Raiders. Well, the Raiders are still a better team. The Texans stink. Osweiler can't play, blah, blah, blah. So it's funny that what we go to listen to the experts that know everything don't really know anything about football. And that's kind of amazing. So, like I was saying, I stand behind what I say. My predictions this weekend, got all 4 of them right. I'm hoping that I'm right all the way through to the Super Bowl. Well, no, actually, I don't. I'd actually rather not see New England in the Super Bowl. I'd rather see Pittsburgh in there. But I think New England will be there, and I'm hoping our Dallas Cowboys will be as well. But, yeah, it's funny because, yeah, they're all going to have to backtrack. They're going to say, oh, well, it was Odell Beckham because he wasn't focused after basically giving him a pass all week. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy watching First Take is because literally Stephen A. Smith on a weekly basis about the Dallas Cowboys is always wrong. And I love just basically proving, like, I told you this is how it's going to be, and that's how it was, and you suck. But, that's my own personal thing. Tom Waddle just did what now? I missed that. It went through too quick. What, did we lose Billy? Aw. Yeah, you got to feel bad for the Raiders. Sharif, I agree with you on that one. To have played the way they've played, with as bad as the franchise has been for so long, to lose Derek Carr down the stretch like that it's really sad. I would love to see the Cowboys win by more than 10 points, Kevin, to be honest with you. Thanks, James, for enjoying the show. Shout out to Dallas Nation. ESPN, you know what? That's what I tell people, that Stephen A. Smith's show, First Take, is for entertainment purposes only. You're not actually getting any real sports news on it. In fact, I think that's half of the reason why you get guys that are so adamant that Dak Prescott can't play football and Tony Romo is so better, is because that's what you always hear from the talking heads on the shows. They keep telling you Tony Romo's a better quarterback. You hear Will Kane always say Tony Romo is a far superior quarterback. And we're led to believe that he's an expert, but he was a political analyst a year ago. You hear, God, what is his name from good old deer in the headlights eyes, who's just a Dallas Cowboy hater, talking about Dak Prescott's leaving tons on the field. And it's like, any quarterback you go out there, I guarantee you, he may have gone to this guy, and there may have been another guy open. It's the nature of the beast. You can't see everything every single play. And I dare say that Dak Prescott has done a hell of a job in comparison to a lot. Shannon Sharp, I think about Shannon Sharp is I just can't deal with his voice. Skip, Skip, you crazy. I mean, he just gets on my nerve, and that's part of the reason why I can't watch Undisputed. And I still think that Skip Bayless is one of those throw gasoline on the fire type guys too, because he'll throw a person under the bus in a heartbeat. Yeah, Shannon is a big hater. Skip is a man. We can agree to disagree on that one. Bill, my son has actually suggested I should call in and try and debate him on the show. I don't have satellite because I'm so old and stuff, so I actually don't know when would be the time to call in, but I may end up doing it. If you want to order a Jobu t-shirt, it's Jobu mancave.com. And you can order one if you'd like to get one. I still have a few of them left. I think I've actually got an order that I've got to send out tomorrow. They're $16 for the shirts, and they actually, here's one of them right here. The shirts are actually like this: Jobu Sports Report and Spread the Mojo. I'm going to redesign them probably for next year. I actually like the other ones I used to have with the Black Sheep Corsair 2 airplanes on them, and I think I'll probably go back to those next year, and he'll be 2017 Jobu as opposed to 2016. Definitely finish the fight. In fact, that would be a great shirt to have, is finish the fight and spread the mojo. So maybe finish the fight on top and spread the mojo on the bottom. And Jobu definitely needs a refill. So people have been asking me about having some kind of a product or something or other, and I'm trying to think what would be good. And maybe you guys can give me some suggestions. I'm thinking about getting the little flask. See, like Jobu has actually his little mini flask right here, which actually has rum in it. So he always has this rum. Shirt contest. Good idea, Jeffrey. I don't have a trivia question for tonight. I'll do one on the next live show. Jobu is usually quiet most of the time, unless I'm standing behind him talking for him. Yeah, I think Des Bryant will be motivated for this because of the catch, no catch. I think he will be really, really focused. Beer? No. Jobu doesn't do beer. We only do rum. Well, Kahlua and rum. I should call Stephen A's show at 3 o'clock. Okay. Do I think we should cut Randy Gregory? Well, here's the thing. He's suspended for the year, so guess what? Won't cost us a dime. You only get the game check. When you are suspended, you don't get paid for those games you're suspended. So it costs us absolutely nothing on the cap for him to be on the team next year. He definitely showed these last 2 games that he has ability, and maybe, just maybe, he can get himself together. If he can't, what do you have to lose? You got nothing to lose. So, no, I wouldn't cut him. Ready for some cheeseheads? Oh, yeah, we're definitely ready for some cheeseheads. We'll have some fondue. In fact, I think I have some cheese from Green Bay in the refrigerator that's been there for a couple of years. I don't think I'll eat it, but I think I'll be definitely bringing it out. Jobu shot glass. I looked at doing those years ago, too, and I may need to go back. Forgot about those. That's a good idea. Yeah, Jordy Nelson is out. I hear he has some cracked ribs, so he won't be playing. So that's another little shot against them. You know, at this point, honestly, with Randy Gregory, what do we have to lose? I mean, you cut him, it doesn't matter. You cut him or don't cut him, you don't see him for a year. So it's the same either way. Jay, you're right. The defense, actually, the whole team needs to stay focused. Moldy, yeah, the cheese probably is moldy, but so are the Packers. Jobu do P90X. No, Jobu doesn't do a whole lot. Yeah, I agree with you. I thought, I thought he had a lacerated spleen or something like that, the way he laid on the ground, because it took him a lot to get up off that field. But, he was truly hurt bad. There was no chance he was coming back. Well, they could try. Well, as far as Randy goes, he can apply for reinstatement, I think, early November. And he could always try and go the court route, but I don't think he has a chance of overturning that because he's a Dallas Cowboy. I agree with you, big coach. Like I said, I thought he had lacerated spleen or something on there. Tease for men, okay. Yeah, Jobu shot glass. Yeah, actually looking at doing that again because I actually had some that were. I looked at ordering them, and they actually weren't that expensive if you order enough of them. I think they're only like $5 or something like that. Jobu's an alcoholic. Well, okay. But he doesn't drink and drive. Well, Joshua, yeah, the Packers' passing game is what we have to worry about. They don't have a running game, and quite frankly, I'm more afraid of a team that is balanced both ways. When you can pin your ears back and know that you're going to be rushing the quarterback, it makes life a whole lot easier because it's 2 totally different things between run stopping and pass rushing. And if you know that 75% of the time they're going to be passing the ball, then that makes your job a lot easier as a defensive coordinator. Shots for Jobu. Okay, Ryan Clark. They can't run. Exactly. They are just not balanced. And 3 men can clog the lanes up. And that's what's great about that defense. So they got 3 men, 3 down linemen, the 2 linebackers, and you have extra D-backs right there. Does Jobu drive? Not too often he doesn't. RDBs versus their wide receivers. Yep. It depends on our pass rush. If we get a good pass rush, I'll take our DBs. Joby's rum of choice is Ron Zappa. That's a really good 25-year-old rum. It's really smooth. You can sip on it. If my friend Bob knew that I actually mix rum and Coke with it, he'd probably shoot me because it's like a sipping rum. I agree, Keith. If we can't stop a team that has the running game as offense, then we are crap. Mike Ray is true and dead. Okay. You want the first shot glass? Okay. Unfortunately, they're going to have to be for next year because it takes about a month to get them made up, and I should have thought about that before. If you guys have any other suggestions or ideas, definitely let me know. Jobu flags. That's a good idea. Offense sells tickets, defense wins games. I agree with you on that. You know, chicks love the deep ball, but actually spreading the ball around and grounding it out wins championships. Will Claiborne play? He's practicing, and he's supposed to be ready. Now, will he make the lineup? That'll be a good question. I haven't gotten it set up to do Skype yet, but if you want to try to Skype, look up Cowboy Jobu and see, and I will see if I can actually do it on here. I think it's Cowboy Jobu. Cowboy Jobu is the handle for my Skype. So if you want to try that Skype, we'll actually see if it works and see if I can get it through. Boy, now you're going to put me out there. Let me see if I can pull up my Skype real quick. Okay, so if you do want to try that Skype, it's Cowboy Jobu. See if you can find it. If not, we'll try it on the next go round. I've been meaning to work on that. I'm old, have a day job, and it's hard to kind of keep all this stuff together. You know, I've got the screen I put in here, and I've been working with the lights and stuff. So, and we'll see if that works or not. Okay. That's just in Bieber takes Odell. So yeah, I agree. You know, I actually can't wait to get off the line with you guys just so I can start seeing some of the stuff that's going to be said about that, because it's going to be ugly. I guarantee you it's going to be ugly for Odell. In fact, let me look up Odell just to see if there's anything going on. Okay, Odell was bad, but don't blame the boat trip. Okay, he was awful. I mean, you talk about choking and pissing down your leg. That was just awful. I mean, talk about being in the spotlight and choking. I'd love to see Zeke go for 165 yards. Do I think Sanchez's experience will help Dak? I actually think he's actually helped Dak throughout the season. I think him and Romo both have worked with him, because I think that these guys, even though Tony Romo doesn't like the fact that he lost his job, I think Tony Romo likes the fact that the team's winning. And he is a team player. I said that before all the talking heads were talking, that I thought that Tony Romo, being the player that he has always been, putting his body and his team ahead of everybody else, that I dare say that he would end up saying, you know what, I don't want to mess this up because the team's winning. And you have to give him props for doing that. Damn. Let's see. It is not opening. Sign in. Okay, Jimmy. Cowboy Jimmy. Hang on one second. And 5. Sorry, guys. Sorry, trying to get this squared away. Okay, Jimmy, hold on. Okay. Hang on. Jobu 2017. Okay. Sorry, guys, trying to get this set so we can get the Skype in. And for some reason, my Skype is not allowing me to get in. Hang on 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to be able to get that going right now. For some reason, my Skype is not answering on my computer. And I've got to reset the password, and it's kind of got dead airspace, so I don't want to kind of screw everybody over on this while I'm trying to get it set up, get it working again. So forgive me, guys. Not sure why I lost it, why the password changed on it. But back to your question, New York Giants gone fishing, yeah, as well as the Washington Redskins and the as well as Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles are definitely on for vacation. They've got their okay, if you want to try again, see if we can get you in on the Skype. Yeah, there you go. All right. If you want to try and Skype me again, go right ahead and we'll see if we can actually get our first Skype call in place. And let me get this hooked on, plugged in. Sorry, we're technology challenged here at the Jobu Report, but we are trying to do something new. So if you want to try and call on that Skype number again, feel free to do that. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to interrupt the program here. Yeah, they need to start. Okay, said. Yeah, they need to start Mark Sanchez. Good one. Okay. I don't think that that's a good idea. He does have playoff experience, but I don't think I want him out there for my Dallas Cowboys. Well, hello, DJ from Hawaii. What are my predictions for Atlanta and Seattle? I was saying before that I think Seattle is going to win that game because of their playoff experience. I think the defense of theirs will negate their offense, and I don't think that their defense will be able to stop Russell Wilson. Beaver fever. Yeah. Thank you, Justin Bieber, for the good old curse on Odell Beckham. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jeffrey, you're right. I did. I lost 40 people in there trying to do this stuff. Just always trying to keep everybody happy. And sometimes when you try and make one person happy, you screw up with a whole bunch of other people. Am I having a watch party? Good point. The only problem about having a watch party is I can't really do the watch party and also talk with you guys at the same time. It's kind of hard to do both. And when I've got a crowd of people here and they kind of look at me like, what the fuck are you doing? So I probably will end up doing it. Yeah, you're right, Bill. I should have my wife down here, but she's actually next flick a whole series of Being Mary Jane for the last 48 hours. So I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'll take care of it right now. All right. Hi from Guam. Damn, we're all over the world right now. How you doing, Ed 671? Well, how's it hanging in Guam, and what time of day is it there, or night? Are the Packers a one-dimensional team? Definitely, they are basically a passing team. So, is it coming through? I'm online. Why isn't it there? Unfortunately, Jimmy Ross, how are you doing? Unfortunately, I can't get you up on the camera tonight. How are you doing? Can you hear me, Jimmy? Unfortunately, Jimmy, I'm having some problems with it tonight. I can't hear you. So I will work on the Skype, Jimmy, and the next time we go around, I'll make sure that we have it working and we can get it together then. So bear with me. Can you hear me? I heard you move something around. Jimmy, can you hear me? Yeah, sorry. I'm going to have to work on that. Guys, bear with me. I will get the Skype and stuff going, and we'll get that set before the next time, and make sure that we've got everything squared away. For whatever reason, Skype is acting retarded tonight for me, and I just can't seem to get it going. So forgive me, and I need to actually get it together because I've got the Renee Emery show tomorrow night, and I need to do a Skyping in on the show, so I better get my shit together. But anyway, back to this. I've kind of lost so much. Patch the Dutchie on the left-hand side. No, we're not patching it. Skype will be pretty good if we can get it together. I've got Jimmy trying to get in, and it's not coming through. Jimmy, give me till next time. I'll get it worked out. Yeah, Russia probably hacked it. You got that right, because it was on my computer, and I don't know why it's not working tonight. But I'll get it together. Actually, I do know why it is, because we disabled the camera on that for the webcam, and that's what the deal is. So I'll have to work on it and get it squared away. Jimmy, you're still trying. Jimmy, we'll get that squared away before the next show. We'll have the Skype squared away. So don't worry, we'll get it squared away by next time. So just hold off on that. And where were we? I'm sorry, I'm losing a lot of these questions. Did you see the rule? Yeah, that was actually a BS, that game. I was watching it kind of halfway because I was live streaming while the game was going on. So I've got a small TV that's over the bar, and I didn't see the face mask. And yeah, have you noticed how many face mask penalties have been missed this year? There was that one on Cole Beasley where literally his head was turned back around in his head. And they've missed a lot of those. And I'm sitting there looking at some of these, it's like, how are they missing them? Okay. We definitely need the mojo going for next week. So make sure everybody, you get your rum, you get your cigar, and you get your chicken wings. Here's, guys, you guys keep worrying about this thing. I believe in, you don't put things out in the universe unless you want it to happen. And if I hear one more person say, if the Cowboys are down by 14 points, do you put, you know what? We're not going to be down by 14 points. So stop putting it out in the universe. We're going to go there. Excuse me. We're going to be at home. We're going to kick Green Bay's butt. So stop with this negative if, cans, and buts. Because if, cans, and buts were nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Stop putting it out in the universe that we're going to be down by 14 and that Romo should go in. Forget Tony Romo. Okay? Dak Prescott's got us 13 wins, tying a Dallas Cowboy record. Okay? He has led us down from 14 at San Francisco. He has led us from behind to the Redskins and a game-winning drive. He's led us down and had a game-winning drive against the Steelers in Heinz Field. He has done everything. Stop with this negativity, if cans, were buts. Stop it. Stop putting it out there. We're not going to be behind. We're going to kick ass. We're going to win that game. Stop with this. Tony Romo's got to go in because we're going to be down. We're not going to be down. So stop it. Dak, no matter what. Battles for Texas. It would be kind of interesting to see the Texans. I don't think the Texans can make it all the way to the Super Bowl. Because my question will be is who would really have home field advantage? Because I can see the Dallas Cowboys having a hell of a lot of fans there. So I don't know if that would be a home game for Houston or not. And I can't wait for the game, Luis, as well. Can't beat Philly, though. Oh, here we go. Can't beat Philly. We got an Eagles troll in here. Yeah, well, Philly, what are you guys doing right now? I believe you're sitting on the couch watching the playoffs again. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that Super Bowl, if we are in Houston, that will definitely be a home field. I've said that before that I think that Seattle Seahawks will beat Atlanta in Atlanta. I just don't have that much faith in Matt Ryan. Regardless of how much they talk about Tony Romo, I think Matt Ryan is worse when it comes to playoffs. He's 1-4, and I can see his asshole tightening up in that game. You beat Mark Sanchez, yeah, right. Eagles, yeah, you beat Mark Sanchez. That's right. You want to play the Falcons? Seattle's D scares you. Well, that's true. But Falcons offense can scare you as well. So either way, you're going to be playing playoffs, and you just got to play the team that's in front of you. Yeah, I wish we were playing the Eagles in the playoffs too. That would be an easy win. Eagles offense is doo-doo flakes, yeah. Do you think the Cowboys had BTS last season? Yeah, we definitely had. I know I had bad team syndrome because it was just ugly. It was hell actually doing the Benet Emery show every week because it was just like, oh, God, we've lost again. And it just was just ugly. When you were seeing Brandon Whedon out there and the offense was just putrid, or Matt Castle, and it was just I feel so blessed with the season that we've had this year because the Dallas Cowboys have just been phenomenal. Every week, no matter what the game, we've never been out of it. And it's been magical. I really almost want to say F you to some of these fans that constantly complain, not just game by game, but quarter by quarter and play by play. In a couple of these games we've had, like the Pittsburgh game, people were like, oh, we need to get rid of, Dak Prescott. He's a rookie. He's hit the wall. Where's Romo? And I'm like, you're not even letting us get through the whole game before you're trying to kill this poor kid. It's amazing that he's been able to play with the scrutiny that he has had week after week, game after game. It's just unbelievable because there's nobody out there that's getting more scrutiny than this guy is. Everybody talks about him every single week. So, yeah, it's just been ugly. And I hope that with the playoffs here that he'll finally get some respect and they'll finally lay off him a bit. Crystal, I'd love to see a shutout, but I don't think it's going to happen against Green Bay or Atlanta. Hey, what's up, first-time viewer? Hey, well, thank you, G7 Games, for joining in on the Jobu Report. Welcome to the Magic. Madness. You'll take Jobu over Sanchez. Well, you know what? I think that a lot of people would probably take Jobu over Sanchez. Man, you mean it's 9:45 already? Guys, we have been on here for quite a while. I'm going to actually have to get ready to get out of here before I end up being divorced because my wife is kind of like, you've been doing football all day, and you need to spend some time with me before this weekend is up. Romo should be – you know what, Ron? You got it just right. It's amazing how it doesn't even take Dak messing up to bring up Romo. Here it is. We're talking about if we're down by 14 points, should we bring Romo in next week? And it's just like, stop putting that stuff out there. Guys, think positive. Spread the mojo. Work on your karma. Be happy about what we have and go from there. Don't worry about something that hasn't happened yet. Worry about it if it starts to happen. That's what you have to worry about. The jersey behind me? Oh, this is my Cowboy Jobu 2016 jersey right there. And what I do every year is for the season, I'll get that year's number. So next year's jersey will be 2017. I didn't get one for 2015, and we see how that season worked out. So, guys, it's actually time for me to cut out here for the night. I would love to be here. I mean, we got almost 200 people that are still online. It's been fantastic. I appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me. I am so happy about our Dallas Cowboys, and I want to thank each and every one of you guys for subscribing, commenting, and being part of the Jobu Report, because what I'm trying to become is your go-to news source for the Dallas Cowboys. And this won't work without you guys. So keep spreading the mojo. And as always, friends, thank you for supporting the Jobu Report. Have a great night. Boys.